I want to welcome you to this special episode. We're doing an interview that we actually recorded back in mid-May of 2016 when we were at Martin Station, the raid at Martin Station, down in Virginia.
Right.
Kevin and I were down there. We did several different interviews. We had these interviews all this time, and we just weren't quite sure how we were going to use them. This seems like the perfect opportunity.
So one thing I want to say here, what you're about to see in this interview is a first-person portrayal of James Wilson, a Longhunter from the late 18th century. And James Wilson has been through a lot.
The persona.
He has been through a lot, and it has affected him. And so we can talk more about this later. Let's watch the interview.
Yeah, let's go ahead and watch the interview.
My name's James Wilson. I'm a employed hunter, and I go out and hunt deer. Being that that's the fashion in Paris and London, from what I've heard, me and several other hunters go out and try to get them. As a hunter, I've got to stay aware of what my surroundings are. We pretty much live off the land. I've experienced a lot of hardship with the loss of a wife and children, and so I've given that life up and don't want to bear any more losses like that. So that's why I do what I do. Of course, you know, me and my partners, we're all hunters, but we also have to physic each other up and work on horses and farm a little bit. And we always have the starving times, so you know, you get cold, and a lot of nights you can't build a fire, but you're free. And I hear back in the colonies with Tidewater people, King George is wanting to raise taxes. I don't know what taxes are. I've never paid them in my life, and I don't think I ever will, because it's just I live on my own hook, and I don't live near no settlement, so why should I have to pay taxes to somebody across the sea? And I've heard they want to come to this valley and raid it and burn my friends' houses down. Well, that's fine. They can try, but, well, they can try. My name's Jim Wilson. I'm from Northeast Georgia. I probably got into this when I was knee-high. I grew up in the woods and listened to my granddaddy and all his brothers tell stories of the wars, and so as soon as I graduated high school, I joined the Army and was a scout sniper with the 101st Airborne Division in Iraq, and I was also with the 75th Ranger Regiment in Mogadishu, Somalia, and seen a lot of crazy stuff. After I got out of the Army, I had problems with some chemicals I got into in Iraq, and I lost my right lung. I like being, you know, by myself and tuning into nature and getting that zone. And I started reenacting, and I found a bunch of guys that were like me, that liked the same kind of thing, and I thought that was cool. I'm kind of, you know, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead with everything I do, and a lot of the guys around me that do this, especially what we portray, they're pretty much the same way. They're really intense and enjoy it, and we're all I guess we know where we come from, and that's American to me.
Okay, so that was a pretty intense interview, and it was an amazing day. We went there, and we weren't. I mean, even the whole event, we weren't quite sure what we were doing, and we decided to do some interviews, and we started off. Wasn't this the first one?
Well,
or
no,
second
no,
one?
it was the second one.
Yeah.
We set up the cameras in this little lean-to, and we started interviewing these guys. And Jim Wilson, the guy who was portraying James Wilson, he's sitting off in the corner. And I remember it's like we're looking at this guy thinking, what's up with him? He's scary. And he was in his first person persona. And he was that was an odd experience, a scary experience. In talking with the other guys in the group, they kept telling us, you want to talk to someone who's really good at this? Talk to Jim. Interview him. Right. He immersed himself in this persona. And in fact, in the latter half of this interview,
where he's modern Jim.
Yeah, he's still having a difficult time coming out of James.
Right, and you can speak to that as just a little bit that you've done. Right. You don't just shed this character instantly, turn it off like a switch, and necessarily aren't affected by it. So even as he's talking to us as modern Jim, he's still coming out of the James Wilson persona.
Jim, the modern man, Jim saw a lot in life, a lot of horrendous things. He mentions about his time serving in the army, and it affected him. Yeah. And interestingly, he was able to draw upon his personal experiences to find the emotional energy to load up with this persona. Right.
So some people, I mean, they use and develop their personas in different ways. And again, this is high level work that we're seeing here in front of the camera. So you know, as you're getting started, don't expect that this is the first place where you want to go. Right. But we did want to bring you one of these sort of portrayals so you can see what some people do with it. And everybody does it a different way, right? I mean, everybody uses this a different way in their life to understand their current life, to understand history and where they're placed within it. And he kind of even talks about that. You know, this set of people, they know where they're at. Right. You know, this helps them concrete themselves even in their modern life.
Right. So, and it was an excellent experience, excellent interview or example. Of this top-notch first persona.
Right. And an amazing set of guys that are doing this work there in that part of the country, in that back part of Virginia, and I think some of those are from all around that area. Really a great group of reenactors and wonderful guys.
Yeah, and you're going to see a few more of those, at least one more of those interviews, one of the guys in that group of Longhunters. So keep an eye out for that coming up.
We continue to move on with the Getting Started month. This is pretty intense here as we continue to put this material out on the channel. So much of this stuff has already been done, but we're having to kind of rework it, relook at it. We're looking at these interviews again and placing them. This is a lot of fun, and we really appreciate all your interaction, your support for what we're doing. This isn't easy necessarily. Kind of scary as we change, as we add some of this extra content to the channel. You know, some people are even saying, "Oh no, don't do this. We have to do this." So we're going to do this. We're having a lot of fun with it, and we hope that you're having a lot of fun watching it, and maybe it spurs your interest. That is great.
Yeah, and we're going to maintain the cooking videos and the Q&A on Thursday, so there's nothing changing there.
Right. We're just adding extra content so that you get to see a little bit more about what's happening, how people develop in reenacting, and what it takes. There's so much out there and so many things you can do. A wonderful time. Thank you for all your support, and thanks for watching.